welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share the last video of my Youth Industry Strategy competition. It is going to be about the outcome of all of my research. If you missed my previous video, the link is up here, please have a watch, and also check out the rest of my series. There is a lot of interesting information. For those who are new to my channel, I make educational videos. I share about the projects I do in school as well as out of school. I also share my exam experiences using a VR app. I hope you like it, so let's start! The first time I came across this challenge was when I was considering doing the actual experiment. I browsed online to find different ways I could do this. There were lots of home aquaponic kits. However, most of these are very expensive. There were also some DIY tutorials on YouTube on how to make your own aquaponic system. However, these also required very specific materials. I thought I would try to do the value one. However, a lot of people said that this kit killed many fish and I didn't want to do that. So instead I settled with visiting places and watching YouTube videos. While I was researching about banana importing, I found out that we Britons bin about 1.4 million bananas every single day. The countries that export these bananas have poverty problems. Imagine if they could have 1.4 million bananas for free every day. That would probably solve some problems there. However, we are just binning them and they go to waste. If I'm fighting for banana importing to be stopped, I need to think of the consequences. For example, what about the people who are working on the farm? Where will they get their money from? They had little to no income, but now they'll have no income whatsoever. I need to think about this. When you are visiting sites such as growing underground, they often have an age restriction. I was a few months shy of the minimum age. However, after I told them the reason why I wanted to come to the tour, they let me come anyway. Also, they made me sign a form about my health's history. They told me to take off any jewellery. I suspect this is because things like small gems and stones might accidentally come off things like rings or earrings and then fall into their crop. They don't want to end up accidentally packing this. You can also see more health and safety concerns on this footage. Also, my teacher said that I could not contact specialists via the internet. However, I was allowed to do this since my mother was then supervising me from then on. My aim was to prove that my project was actually possible. I did this by gaining the approval of many specialists as well as showing evidence using sources from the internet and elsewhere. With the right conditions and systems, the freeze-thaw awakening banana plants will grow using aquaponics. With more in-depth studies conducted, I believe that we will be able to make the system more efficient and smoother in the future. Both these techniques are producing nutritious and organic foods. Therefore, foods later in the future might end up being nutritious superfoods. They would also be chemical-free. Also, we would be able to reduce food waste significantly since we would be able to eat the banana peel. It also has the potential to reduce 1.7 megatons of CO2 from the atmosphere. This is because we are importing less food and we are reducing the carbon footprint for the UK. Moreover, this agricultural technology can also be thoroughly sustainable. At the Green Lab, Mr. Gregson said that food waste can be fed to insects and these insects can be fed to the fish. Also, as Mr. Richard Ballard said, we can use the fish's waste in making energy. Growing underground is a great example of the pioneering urban farming business doing well in the UK. They also have a plan for a new great business model that is soon to be in operation. Visiting sites was hugely beneficial for the outcome of my project. My plans seem to be more realistic and more easily applicable into the real world. It also showed how my technology would solve real-world problems. Furthermore, working at the community garden gave me examples of places I could apply my research. I also already contributed to developing the garden using knowledge/information that I found out from my own research. They were looking for lighting for the greenhouse, so I shared some of my knowledge that I gained from the Green Lab tour. On the other hand, my idea needs quite a lot of money to reach an operational level. The cost of a banana is going to be higher than usual bananas. Also, if we are going to cut importing bananas from other countries, I need to think about the people who were working on the farm. I was researching about the first UK urban aquaponics farm, only to later find out that they went bankrupt. Also, the largest European urban farm in the Netherlands recently went bankrupt as well. However, the financial aspect is debatable. We need to stop, and we need to change our minds. We need to stop doing chemically induced agriculture, and we need to start thinking about the future. The only reason that we are doing this to the earth is because it is cheap, and there are people who can make a lot of profit of doing this. It is also because it is very, very convenient. This makes supermarkets very, very tempted to choose the easy way out. Corporations such as supermarkets and food suppliers need to start thinking about the future, and they need to choose more eco-friendly ways rather than thinking about the way that makes the most profit. Obviously, that is much more easier said than done. There are many selfish people out there who don't care about the next generation and only care about the luxury of themselves. And there is, I quote, what Greta Thunberg said, "Because that future was sold so that the small number of people can make unimaginable amounts of money. It was stolen from us every time you said that the sky was the limit and that you only live once." They can support and invest in sustainable farming instead of thinking about their future only. They can promote local farming, what happens in the UK. This would lead to much less food waste. Also, the supermarkets need to stop using mind tricks to promote buying unnecessary food. For example, deals such as 2 for 3 and etc. In May 2019, the UK Parliament declared climate emergency. We are nearly ready to change our minds. All the technology is here and is ready to be used, studied and improved. It is us who need to start using it and applying it in the real world. To sum it up, I conclude my research with great satisfaction. Creativity. Aquaponics specialists were very hard to come by, so I thought of the closest alternative, which was hydroponics, and I found them locally as well as nearby to see if I could talk with them and find out more about aquaponics through hydroponics. Problem solving. I actually only had 2 months to do this project, like everyone else in my class. And believe it or not, because there is so much to do, it actually caused me a lot of stress, as I'm sure it did for other people as well. But the amount of visiting different sites and doing this all in a short amount of time made me always think about the deadline and how I had to edit a lot of things. I ended up sacrificing a decent amount of my free time to do this project. And I found it quite annoying that I had to do it now instead of before, since if I had been informed about it earlier, then I would have been able to do this in a bit more of an organized manner. Also, if I had more time, I would be able to do more in-depth research. For example, finally I had got in contact with the aquaponics farm in Somerset. However, because of the lack of time, I cannot do this anymore, and therefore I will have to just stick with research. The competition guide suggested that I get a STEM ambassador. However, it said I needed 4 weeks to do this. I asked my teacher, and she said it was impossible since I had to attend the club, and because I have so many other things to do, I could not do Tuesdays after school. So therefore, I was forced to do my own research and find my own STEM ambassadors. This was very unfortunate, and I also thought, well, I could just contact them via the internet, and I asked my teacher once again, who also said that she could not do this because of health and safety reasons, as I stated earlier. So in the end, I just asked my guardian, and she said it was totally fine. I found it was very, very lucky for me to live in London, since there are so many things in one place. I managed to find nearly every single person I was looking for, except from the aquaponics farm, which was sadly in Somerset, not in London. However, I did manage to find a very miniature scale of aquaponics in the Green Lab. I also initially got introduced to the hydroponics lab from a different club I went to, which was a bilingual speaking club. A woman in the club introduced me to Catalin, and she was happy to help me, and I would not have been able to meet her if I had not gone to this club, so I was very lucky. Also, it was such a coincidence that a woman knew somebody that worked on such a unique technology. However, as I said before, visiting the two sites cost me a lot of money. In fact, going to these two sites cost me £100, and this would not normally have been something that I would have spent £100 on, unless I was doing my project. However, even if it was a lot of money, I did end up learning a lot and expanding my horizons. So, that's it from me. Thank you so much to all the specialists who have helped me conduct my research. I am so grateful that you have taken some time out of your day to email me and answer any of my questions that I had. They allowed me to film their sites and use the footage that I got inside my video, and I would not have been able to do this without their permission. Please comment down below any questions that you have, and I might even drop a quiz at some time. If you did enjoy this, please give a big thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel, as it really does help, and I can share more different projects. Believe it or not, I have used this research in my FFL project, so if any of you are doing it too, see you there! Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Bye!